We Pray For. That's being launched at the Regina Mundi Church in Soweto. That campaign will cast the spotlight and focus onto the issue of healing and reconciliation for South Africa as a whole and its people and the conditions under which they live. The objective of the campaign is to work for a just, reconciled, equitable and sustainable society. It will also focus on a society that is free of racial, tribal, xenophobic and gender prejudice, free of corruption and deprivation, and enough food and shelter for every citizen and for each child born to grow to their God-given potential. For more on this, SACC's initiative, let's now cross to our reporter in Soweto, Gillian Pillay. A very good morning to you, Gillian. It's over to you.
A very good morning to you, Elvis. Yes, as you said, activities really picking up here at the Regina Mundi Church here in Soweto. A lot of congregants converging for the special worship service that's going to take place here. Now, you'll know, Regina Mundi, very, very historic church. We saw that during the turbulent times of the 1970s, a lot of anti-apartheid groups sought shelter here in this very church. And during 1995 to 1998, the TRC hearings took place here. And the church is once again coming into the spotlight today to be part of a very special initiative. To talk to me more about that initiative, I'm joined now by Reverend Mzwandile Molo. A very good morning to you, Reverend. Just talk to us about this particular prayer initiative.
Thank you very much, ma'am. This is a campaign that in the SACC we call the South Africa We Pray For. We locate this in our quest as a nation to find deeper reconciliation with our past and with our present discrepancies as we are here today. And we launched this program today because we believe the Day of Reconciliation marks a wonderful opportunity for us as a nation, through God's inspiration, to reconnect deeply with those things that makes us better as human beings and as South Africans. And as we do that, therefore, the Council of Churches says there are 5 areas of deep concern for us. The first area is an area of family life, where we believe that we need to reconnect with what it means to be a family, so that that becomes a place of nurture, growth, love and support. Secondly, we talk of inequality and poverty, the scourge that seems to continue to destroy the fabric of our nation. Too many of our people are still living with deep poverty, while some of us are living in opulence. So we need to find a way as a church and as a people to deal with that in a very, very deep and systematic way. We're also asking for us to pray to entrench our democracy. We are in no doubt that our public institutions are suffering from a public confidence deficit. Indeed, many of our people are losing confidence with our institutions. Either they get attacked, sometimes unfairly, sometimes they become undermined, and our job as a church is to say, if our democracy is going to survive, we need institutions that people are going to trust, and they don't only trust institutions, they trust those people who occupy them, because if those who occupy them do not exude values of transparency, accountability, and indeed a sense of level of deep respect for our people, these institutions might indeed suffer that loss of confidence, and when they suffer that, chaos will take over. We're also looking at economic transformation to say our transformation of our economy needs to include many of our people. Our people do not participate effectively. Whatever our democracy promised, one of the deficits of that promise has been the lack of economic transformation. Too many of our people do not see themselves participating effectively and in a life-enhancing way in our democratic and indeed our financial and our economic situation. And the last thing we talk about is this healing and transformation and reconciliation. Because if we can't find one another as a nation, as a people, our problems become intractable. We have not have the ability, nor the commitment to work together. Our belief is that when we pray to God and act on that prayer, South Africa has a better chance to move further than we have been able to move today. Today's moment is a moment to reconnect, confess where we have fallen short, again reconnect deeply with the greater dream of our people that has been given to us by many who died for it. But we who are here now have the opportunity to bestow to the future generation something more beautiful. That's why we are here today.
You're talking about a day of reconciliation where we pause for a while, look at where we failed and look at how we can go forward from this point. But how do we plan to do that practically? Prayer is powerful on its own, yes, but getting prayer into action, how are we going to do that with the churches and the congregants that you've invited to this very special prayer service today?
Thank you very much. We firmly believe that prayer without action is really just words that are allowed to make our people not to act. We believe at the core of this campaign is the intention to work very hard from local congregations. For example, on the issues of poverty and transformation of poverty, we are working from ward to ward to say let's identify those people who have been excluded by the system as we have it, either be it by lack of opportunity, either be it by lack of education, by lack of simple things that allow them to access the services that they have. Here in Soweto, there are churches who do that. Linked to that is to say, let's work together then in economic transformation. All these 5 pillars are saying each and every area will not change itself simply because we've gathered here to pray. We're gathering here to pray so that when we are from here, we act together. Those who've got resources in our country to make their resources at the disposal of our people, those who don't have educational systems that allows them to deepen their own commitment and action, they are given opportunities. That means we need to have hard talk with one another. That means we have to look at government and say to government, when you act in a reckless manner, that takes away the integrity of these institutions. You're not playing with these moments right now. You're playing with the future of our country. We need to look at public servants and say to them straight in their face that, my dear brother and sister, when you serve community, that's when you're at your best. And when we are then dealing with those things, person to person, community to community, we begin to put this prayer into action. And we believe that there are many South Africans out there who are of goodwill, who've got the capability, who've got the commitment to change South Africa. The last week has showed us that when we work together, there's no power strong enough to stop the momentum of our people to change this country. Prayer is an invitation to act with God for the transformation of this country, and that will take place.
And that's Reverend Mzwandile Molo just setting the tone on this Reconciliation Day for what's said to be a very reverent day of prayer and service here at Regina Mundi. The activities here will start at 11 o'clock and it will culminate in quite a lot of congregants who will make a pledge to pray for a better South Africa. Back to the studio in Johannesburg.
Gillian Pillay, thank you so much for that report.